You close your eyes. The world begins to fade. Your breathing slows, your mind softens, and for a moment, you feel as if you are falling inward, into a depth that has no bottom. And then, the dream begins. Someone appears. Their face familiar, their presence magnetic. You wake with your heart racing, your chest tight, their name echoing in your mind like a whisper you can't unhear. You know it wasn't random. And you're right, it never is. When you dream of someone, it isn't memory replaying itself. It's frequency aligning. Two fields of consciousness meeting across dimensions. The dream is not imagination. It's a bridge, a hidden passage between your waking mind and the field of pure awareness, where all souls remain connected. When your body sleeps, your consciousness expands. Your brain doesn't create the dream, it translates it. Like a receiver picking up signals that never stopped broadcasting. You see, the world of dreams is not a theater inside your head. It's an ocean of energy in which your awareness swims freely. Each night, when the noise of the day dissolves, your vibration resides. And the higher your vibration, the thinner the boundary between the physical and the subtle becomes. This is the invisible moment when you cross from the world of forms into the field of frequencies. And in that field, the astral, as mystics call it, thought is movement, emotion is matter, and connection is instantaneous. That's where you meet them. The one who appeared in your dream, not by chance, not by fantasy, but by resonance. Every person you've ever loved, feared, desired, or remembered is still entangled with you in ways your conscious mind can't comprehend. This isn't poetry. It's physics. Quantum entanglement shows that two particles once connected remain linked forever, no matter the distance. A change in one instantly affects the other. Your soul follows the same law. When you bond deeply with someone, through love, pain, forgiveness, or even silence, you form an energetic bridge between your fields. And that bridge never disappears. It vibrates across time and space, carrying emotion as frequency. So, when you dream of someone, it's because a signal is passing through that bridge. Sometimes you are the one sending it. Sometimes you are the one receiving it. But always, something real is being exchanged. During the day, your rational mind acts like static, analyzing, doubting, filtering the invisible. But at night, the filters drop. The static fades. And what's left is pure communication between souls. That's why dreams feel so alive. Because they are. Every encounter in that space, every voice, every glance, every word that echoes without sound is an energetic event. A transaction of emotion. A transmission of unfinished frequencies, seeking coherence. The ancient mystics said that when you dream, your soul travels the corridors of the unseen, visiting those with whom your story is still unfolding. Modern neuroscience calls it REM sleep. But what happens in those moments is far more mysterious than brainwaves. It is consciousness, stepping outside the linear timeline, accessing realities where thought and emotion shape matter directly. You are not imagining people in your dreams. You are meeting them in the form their energy takes. The physics of the unseen made visible to the inner eye. Think of it like this. Your body sleeps in one dimension, but your awareness continues in another. In that other dimension, intention replaces distance, emotion replaces gravity, and connection becomes instantaneous. When someone thinks intensely of you, when their emotion vibrates, with strength, that energy travels. It moves through the invisible web that binds all consciousness together. And if your frequency is open, you feel it. You meet them in the only space where distance doesn't exist, the dream plane. You don't go looking for them. You tune into them. Like a radio suddenly picking up a frequency it didn't know it could hear. Have you ever dreamed of someone and then received their message hours later? Or woken with the certainty that they were thinking of you? That isn't coincidence, it's coherence. It's your souls synchronizing through the field. Energy moves faster than thought. By the time you realize the dream happened, the communication has already been exchanged. That's why some dreams feel prophetic. They occur in the dimension where cause and effect collapse into one. You're not predicting. You're remembering from a vantage point outside time. This is why mystics from every culture call dreams the language of the soul. Because your soul doesn't speak in words. It speaks in symbols, sensations, and encounters. It doesn't speak of logic. It speaks of truth. And when it needs to show you something too deep, too vast for your rational mind to grasp, it borrows a face. The face of someone whose frequency you already understand. So, when a person appears in your dream, ask not why them, but why now? What is vibrating between us that seeks harmony? What part of me does their energy awaken, heal, or reveal? Because every dream is a mirror. Every encounter is a reflection of frequency. Some souls come to heal old wounds. Some come to remind you of forgotten gifts. And some simply come to say, I'm still here. But make no mistake, every one of them was chosen by your consciousness for a reason. Dreams are not random. They are orchestrated by the intelligence of your soul, working in alliance with the field that connects all things. In the next part, you'll see how these energetic bridges between souls form and why they remain active long after relationships, lifetimes, or even physical existence have ended. You'll understand how emotion becomes electricity and how thought becomes the current that travels through it. Because the truth is this: every connection you've ever felt is still alive, and every dream you've ever had is proof of it. Every encounter you've ever had leaves a trace, not in memory alone, but in the field that surrounds you. You can't see it, but it's there. A living network of frequencies linking you to everyone who has ever touched your heart, crossed your thoughts, or shifted your inner world, even for a second. Your soul is not contained inside your body. Your body exists inside your soul. And that soul, this luminous field of awareness, is constantly weaving threads of energy that reach far beyond what you can see. Every time you feel deeply towards someone, love, anger, gratitude, sorrow, you send a signal. And that signal finds its way through the quantum field, connecting to the energy of that person, like to tuning forks, vibrating in unison. You might forget the encounter, but the energy, doesn't it, remembers? It records, it resonates. In ancient teachings, these bonds were called silver cords, energetic bridges, or threads of light. Modern science calls it quantum entanglement. Both are describing the same phenomenon, the reality that connection is not dependent on proximity, but on coherence. You can be thousands of miles away from someone, yet your heart feels the pulse of their emotion. You think of them, and seconds later, they send a message. You dream of them, and in the morning, you find out they were thinking of you at that exact moment. You call it coincidence? The universe calls it synchronization. Emotion is electricity. Thought is magnetism. Together, they create frequency, the invisible signature that defines your energetic presence in the field. Every relationship you've ever had leaves an energetic imprint, and that imprint continues to transmit long after words stop being spoken. This is why people from your past still appear in your dreams, because their frequency still hums within your field. The dream is not the past returning. It's the frequency seeking balance. Unresolved emotions generate resonance, and resonance demands release. That's why you dream of the one you never forgave, why you see the friend you've lost contact with, Why you wake from a dream in tears for someone you thought you no longer cared about. The dream is the soul's way of harmonizing energy that's still vibrating between you. Every night, as your conscious mind dissolves, your energetic system retunes itself. It's like the field resets, scanning for frequencies that are still discordant. When it finds one, it creates an encounter. Not random, not entertainment. A meeting designed to bring resolution. In that meeting, symbols become language. Faces become frequencies. And emotions become the bridge. When you forgive someone in a dream, it isn't symbolic, it's energetic. That act of forgiveness shifts the vibration between you and them across the field. Both souls feel the change, even if one is no longer alive. Because energy never dies. It transforms, translates, transmits. It becomes light. Many spiritual traditions speak of soul contracts, pre-incarnational agreements between consciousnesses. Before entering this physical realm, souls choose each other, promising to play roles that trigger growth. Sometimes that role is love. Sometimes it's heartbreak. Sometimes it's loss. Each is a teacher dressed as a person. These contracts don't end when the relationship does. They complete when the lesson is learned. And if the lesson is unfinished, the soul calls them back, not in waking life, but in dreams. The dream is the classroom beyond the body. So when someone reappears in your sleep, it may not mean they miss you. It means your soul is still studying the energy between you, still decoding the lesson, still healing the connection. But there's more, far more. These energetic bridges don't exist only between the living. They extend across dimensions. When someone you love dies, the bridge remains. The body falls away, but consciousness does not vanish. It shifts its frequency, and from that higher plane, it continues to communicate. Dreams are the easiest way for them to reach you, because when you sleep, your frequency rises, and for a few moments, you meet in the middle. They lower their vibration, you lift yours, and in that intersection, that subtle overlap of worlds, the encounter happens. That's why these dreams feel different. There's clarity instead of chaos, peace instead of confusion, love instead of fear. You wake up not shaken, but calm, because your soul knows you didn't imagine it. You experienced it. The field of human connection is not limited by life or death, distance or time. It is a single organism of consciousness, and each of us is a cell within it. The pulse of one affects the rhythm of all. When you think of someone, you are not merely remembering them. You are touching them through frequency. And when they appear in your dream, it's because your signals aligned a precise moment of resonance across the vast field of awareness. The deeper your emotion, the stronger the bridge. The purer your love, the clearer the signal. This is why forgiveness is freedom. It releases the cords that keep you looping through the same dream, the same story, the same pain. When you let go with compassion, the vibration shifts, the dream dissolves, the lesson completes. So the next time you see someone in your dream, whether it's a friend, a lover, a stranger, or a soul who's passed, remember, it isn't a replay, it's a message. A transmission from the field reminding you that connection is eternal, and nothing real is ever lost. Every night, you return to that field, okay? Every night, your consciousness rewrites the energy between you and every being you've ever known. The dream world is not an escape from reality. It is the deeper layer of it, the architecture beneath everything you call real. In the next part, you'll cross into that deeper space where dreams become communication between timelines, where déjà vu and premonition merge, and where the future whispers to you before it arrives. Because what your soul does while you sleep is not rest, it's revelation. And every dream is the universe speaking to you in your own forgotten language. When you close your eyes at night, you don't simply fall asleep. You cross into a field where time has no direction. In that dimension, past, present, and future fold into one living pattern, a single pulse of consciousness vibrating across infinite realities. You have felt it before. That strange familiarity. That instant when you wake from a dream and realize something you saw there has now appeared in waking life. You call it coincidence, but your soul calls it memory. Because what you call the future already exists in the higher dimensions of consciousness. And your dreams are the windows through which you glimpse it. Quantum physics has already hinted at this. At the subatomic level, particles exist in multiple states until observed. Time doesn't flow in one direction. It oscillates, like a wave collapsing into form the moment attention touches it. Your consciousness is the same. Each night, when you dream, you are not confined to the timeline. Your waking mind obeys. You move through possibilities, probabilities, paths that haven't yet become solid. When you dream of someone in a situation that later unfolds exactly as you saw it, it's not that you predicted the future. You visited it. Your awareness entered the vibrational field where that possibility was already forming. You read the frequency before it became physical. Every major event in your life begins first as a vibration, a potential in the field. Before an illness manifests, before a meeting happens, before love arrives, it vibrates in the subtle layers of your energy. And in dreams, you can sense it. Because your soul is not bound by time. It moves freely through the continuum of creation, feeling the echoes of what's to come and the residue of what's already been. That's why some dreams feel prophetic, while others feel ancient, like memories from lives you've never lived. They are all echoes within the same eternal field. Imagine the universe as an ocean. Each drop within it is a moment. Each wave, a lifetime. And your consciousness is the current that flows through them all, gathering information, emotion, meaning. When you dream of someone, you might be meeting them in another timeline, another intersection of your stories. Perhaps in that version, they are still beside you. Perhaps they never left. Perhaps that reality exists not in the past or future, but right now, vibrating parallel to this one. You awaken, remembering the touch, the words, the warmth sensations, so vivid they linger in your body for hours. You call it a dream, but your cells know otherwise. They felt the encounter. In that realm, the laws of physics bend to consciousness. Distance disappears. Identity expands. The self, becomes porous, merging with the infinite network of selves that exist simultaneously. This is why you sometimes dream from another perspective, as if you were someone else entirely. It's not illusion, it's transmission. Your consciousness, tasting the infinite versions of its own expression. In the field of dreams, you are not singular. You are the entire spectrum of possibility experiencing itself in fragments. Each dream is one fragment, reuniting with the whole. Now imagine this. Every person you've ever known is doing the same, traveling through these multi-dimensional timelines while their bodies rest. And sometimes, your paths intersect. Not as coincidence, but as resonance. When two souls vibrate at similar frequencies, they draw each other into the same dream field, the same slice of reality within the greater continuum. This is why two people can dream of each other on the same night. Their consciousness meets in the overlapping zone between timelines. It's a reunion orchestrated by energy itself. These intersections are not limited to the living. Souls that have moved beyond the physical still exist in the same universal field. When they appear in your dreams, it is not your mind inventing comfort, it's communication from another frequency. They show up because they can. Because the boundary you call death is only a change in wavelength. Because love, once formed, never ceases to transmit. In that moment of dreaming, your frequency matches theirs, just enough for connection, for recognition, for the exchange of light. You feel their embrace, you see their smile. You wake with peace instead of grief. That peace is evidence of truth. It's the signature of a real encounter. Every soul you've ever loved still exists in this quantum field of awareness, sending signals through layers of light, waiting for you to rise just enough in vibration to meet them. When you dream of them, that's what's happening. A synchronization between dimensions. And it isn't random when it happens after years, or on the anniversary of their passing, or on the day you need them most. Because consciousness listens, the field responds. Your yearning becomes frequency, and frequency becomes invitation. This is the physics of love. Unseen, but measurable by the feeling it leaves behind. So when you wake from a dream that feels too real, too alive, too true, don't rush to explain it away. Breathe, listen, ask, because the dream is the translation of something vast, something sacred. It's your soul reminding you that linear time is an illusion, and all that ever was, still is. You are not remembering the past. You are participating in eternity. In the next part, we'll descend into the heart of this realization, the living mirror, where you'll understand that every face in your dream is not separate from you, but a fragment of your own consciousness, calling itself home, because when you dream of someone, you're not just connecting to them, you're awakening to yourself. There comes a moment, somewhere between dreaming and awakening, when you realize something extraordinary. You are not simply witnessing the dream, you are generating it. Every image, every word, every face you encounter, all of it emerges from the single field of awareness that is you. The truth hits quietly, like a memory returning. You are not inside the dream. The dream is inside you. You have always been both the observer and the observed, the sender and the receiver, the frequency and the form. When someone appears in your dream, they are not arriving from outside. They are rising from the infinite depth of your own consciousness, aspects of yourself, choosing a face, a voice, a symbol to speak through. At first, this realization feels impossible. You want to believe the dream is a message from someone else. And sometimes, on the energetic level, it is. But what you begin to see, once your awareness deepens, is that they and you are not two. Their consciousness and yours meet in a shared field, an ocean without separation. Their face is a reflection on the surface of your own awareness. Everything you meet there is a mirror. The lover who returns is the echo of your longing. The enemy who confronts you is your unhealed anger, given form so you can finally face it. The child is your innocence. The teacher is your wisdom. The departed one is your memory of eternity. And the dream itself, every movement, every color, every unfolding scene is your own soul in dialogue with itself. Jung once said, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens." But the great paradox is that both are happening at once. When you look within, you discover that the dream was never separate from the dreamer. This is the essence of awakening, the realization that consciousness doesn't simply experience reality, it creates it. And what you call dreaming is the same creative mechanism your soul uses while you sleep. In dreams, you practice creation without limits. You bend matter with thought. You manifest landscapes with emotion. You dissolve time with intention. What you do there is what you are learning to do here. To dream consciously, with eyes open. The moment you see this, your relationship to the dream changes forever. You no longer wake up asking, "What does it mean?" You wake asking, "What part of me was speaking?" You stop seeing others in your dreams as separate entities and start recognizing them as symbolic frequencies, teachers, mirrors, fragments of your own consciousness, sending you messages in disguise. The jealous friend, the cold parent, the unreachable lover, they are archetypes of your inner field. They are emotional codes rising to the surface for integration. They are not punishments. They are invitations. Every night, your soul builds a theater of frequency, playing out the scenes that your waking self has ignored. Through those characters, you finally listen. And then, slowly, something beautiful begins to happen. You start to integrate. You start to recognize that the one you feared, the one you lost, the one you longed for, all of them are part of you returning home. As you accept them, your vibration changes. As your vibration changes, your waking life changes. Because the law is simple. What you reconcile within, you no longer need to encounter outside. This is the hidden reason dreams are so powerful. They are not only spiritual experiences, they are instruments of evolution. Each one is an act of energetic recalibration, an alchemy of emotion, transforming shadow into light, fragmentation into wholeness. In time, you realize that you are not just receiving messages from the universe. You are the message. You are not waiting for signs, you are the sign. The frequency of your consciousness determines what you attract, what you dream, what you live. When you raise that frequency through gratitude, forgiveness, and awareness, the entire dream of life reorganizes around you. It's not metaphorical, it's mechanical. Reality is consciousness made visible. The universe is your reflection at scale. And every person who appears in your dream is another reflection, a smaller mirror inside the larger mirror, showing you where your energy still vibrates, where your light is still learning to shine. So the next time someone appears in your dream, don't rush to analyze, to text, to search for meaning outside. Pause, breathe, whisper to yourself, "This is me speaking to myself through the image of another." Feel what that realization does inside you, how it humbles you, how it empowers you, how it reconnects you to the truth that there has never been separation, not between you and them, not between you and the world, not between you and the infinite field of awareness that dreams through you every night. Because that's what you are, a living portal through which consciousness experiences itself. Man, perhaps as you listen to these words now, you begin to feel it, that subtle tingling in your chest, that warmth behind your eyes, that quiet recognition whispering, "This is not new. I've known this all along." Yes, because your soul remembers. It was never learning, it was remembering. You are the dreamer and the dream, the mirror and the reflection, the signal and the receiver, the question and the answer. Every night you travel through infinite realms, and every morning you return not as someone different, but as more of who you already are. Each dream leaves you lighter, clearer, closer to the awareness that you were never asleep at all. You have been consciousness observing itself through the illusion of separation, rediscovering unity in the most intimate of ways, through love, through memory, through reflection. So tonight, when you close your eyes, do it with reverence. You are not escaping reality. You are entering the laboratory of creation. You are not losing consciousness. You are returning to it. And as you drift beyond the edges of thought, remember these words. You are the consciousness dreaming itself awake. You are the portal. You are the dream. You are the message. Now live accordingly. Subscribe to see what is hidden.